There are hundreds of pasta recipes across the internet, but one that always intrigues me is this grated raw tomato pasta. It's a very simple method, but it results in one of the quickest cooking pasta recipes that you will ever come across, and everybody raves about it for its pure simplicity. So, we're gonna start off by getting our pasta on. Now, a good tablespoon or so of salt into this water. You want to make sure that you taste it. It should be almost like drinking seawater, but you don't want to drink seawater. You just want the saltiness of seawater in your water that you're going to cook the pasta. Now, to that we are going to add a little bit of pasta. We've got some spaghetti here, but I think, you could use linguine or you could use bucatini. It's totally up to you, but generally something that's going to get coated in this lovely grated pasta sauce. Now, while this is cooking away, we need to talk about this grated tomato sauce. You do need nice, soft tomatoes to do this with, because not only are we looking for that sweetness from the flavor, we are also looking for them to grate quite easily across this box grater. So, slice these in half, and you're gonna press that cut side of these beef tomatoes just against the box grater. So just work your way through each tomato, just scoop up any of that flesh and the liquid straight into a bowl. Now, it is the kind of recipe that you do need to make sure that you source good quality ingredients, because if you get tomatoes that don't have a great taste, it is going to affect the entire dish. So make sure you have really good tomatoes for a sauce like this. I don't know if you can technically call it a sauce. Basically, it's a salsa, essentially, we're making a tomato salsa on some pasta. It's going to be delicious. Stick with me. Okay, now that the tomatoes have been grated, which feels a bit strange anyway, but once you have them, you actually end up with this really smooth paste. And to that, we're gonna add a few tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. This recipe is all about the taste. So I've got about 2 tablespoons going in there. I'm gonna season this up with some salt and pepper. I guess this is more like a pasta salad than a pasta sauce, but in a smoother kind of way. To this, a little touch of some sea salt. And now the option here is to add a little grated garlic just for some flavor. You don't have to add this, and I'm sure people who aren't garlic fans will not want raw garlic in their pasta sauce, but just a little hint of that will start to bring the flavors in that tomato alive. So, a little tap of that in there. Give it all a really good mix through, and you're just gonna sort of mix it to the point of that olive oil and the liquid from the tomatoes to kind of emulsify. I am pretty much in love with this recipe, specifically down to the fact that it only takes 5 ingredients. I have pecorino if you want, you don't have to have it, but then beyond that, it's just tomatoes, a little bit of garlic, some pasta and some olive oil, sea salt and black pepper, you're gonna have anyway. But beyond that, I mean, it's a very simple recipe that comes together very quickly in the time it takes to cook the pasta, which should be at a pretty good stage right now. So I'm just gonna check and see where we're at. Best way of checking it is just taking up a little bit and giving it a bite. It is absolutely perfect. So this comes off the heat. I'm gonna drain this up and get it into our tomato sauce. This goes straight into that mixture, and you just wanna get in there and start mixing it through so that it's beautifully coated. And actually, with the heat of the pasta, I wanna add a tiny little touch of pecorino just so that it melts down in the heat of the pasta, and continue to give this a mix through just until it's completely coated and ready to go. And that is it. You have pasta cooked, you have a very quick to make tomato sauce, and now it's just a case of twisting it up and turning it out. I mean, it's simple, it's fresh, and if you have good quality ingredients, this is the sort of recipe that really works. So just pop that in there. And I'm gonna check it just to make sure that I have the seasoning right and see if it needs anything else. But I mean, essentially, it's cooked pasta with beautiful tomatoes. You can't go too far wrong. I mean, that is just so simple. If you are stuck for a quick cooking pasta recipe, this is your only man. Good quality tomatoes, grate them in a box grater, and you have pasta success, pasta perfection in only minutes. So if you want the recipe, it will be in the box below over on my website. Hit the subscribe button, leave us a comment, and make some pasta. See you soon. here we go. Don't know what that was. Give it all a... I love the simplicity of this recipe. You have literally 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients, maybe even 3. How many do we have? Oh, I'm getting a little pasta facial over here.